James Nyikal, who is a member of parliament from Sewe. We have also Manyora, who is a resident analyst here on This Is a Point every Monday. Also, we have with us Senator Kongo Mogeni, who is a senator for Nyamira. We have the governor of Kisumu with us this morning as well. This is Professor Anyang' Nyong'o. We're eagerly waiting for Alice Wahome to join us also in the course of the program. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. But first of all, I'll be remiss if we don't pay tribute to one of our regular panelists here, Ken Okoth, who passed on Friday. And we just want to also give a sporting chance to our panelists to pay their tribute, remember him as well. He used to be also a contributor here every Monday on This Is a Point. I'll walk over just to the touchscreen and also put up that particular editorial cartoon that was drawn yesterday by Gado, just in honor of Ken Okoth. And I'll show you just briefly what is there. This is what he has been drawn, or was drawn yesterday by Gado in honor of Ken Okoth, 1978-2019, leadership personified. And we have also the small rat there, sob, right? We want to hear from panelists this morning as they pay tribute, or they're paying tribute to Ken Okoth. Let's just begin with you, Manyora. Good morning.
Morning, sure.
Remembering Ken Okoth.
It is indeed sad. As you say, I was here on a number of occasions with the late Ken Okoth, a very astute debater. And my condolences to the family and the people of Kibera. The people of Kibera have lost a really true representative. Not to underrate others, but really if we had more of such people who have the community at heart, and with the little he had, what he did is evident, it can be seen. I am sure we keep saying that when somebody has died, his shoe can know, his left, what do we call, say, tunasema mwacha pengo alwezi kujazwa, eh? I think this applies to Ken Okoth. To get an MP who will have the interests of the people at heart in the manner he did is not easy, honestly. Not to say that others are not working, but as a person, I think all his life, and I think he must have had a philosophy of life, perhaps informed by his background. He's a product of Kibera. But there are many people who come from some background, but they forget as soon as they land some high job. But this, he remained true to his people, and within his reach, he was able to do what he did. I hope those people who are in power could have joined him in doing a lot more than he did, because you see, as an MP, there's just so much you can do. I've always argued on this bench, including when he was here once. I think in tribute to him, I must say it.
Yes.
I've always believed no country should allow this kind of what we call slums to exist.
Yes.
Honestly. And I said, you remember the bar? I said it when Ken was here. He said, what does this man smoked? When I said Kibera must be raised down, I remember those were his words.
Yes.
Hey, what does this guy smoked? I believe Kibera, Madare, they are, you see, you cannot put on a suit and go to Europe and think people respect you. The only reason why people listen to Anyang' Nyong'o when he's in UK and the rest of those places is because they know they are exploiting us. But if it wasn't for that exploitative arrangement between Africans and these other people, they will tell you off. They'll tell you how to come here and put on a suit and your people are living that kind of life in Kibera. We shouldn't allow Kenyans to live that kind of life. So I believe we must raise these slums, completely put them down, and let Kenyans live dignified life. Why do you lump people in a small place like Kibera when there is space between around the showground, they call it 42, where Kibera ends and where the showground begins. From that stretch, the prison on this side, all the way to southern bypass, this small forest which is there, some hundreds or so of hectares. Why can't we extend Kibera there? I even believe we can cut off a bit of national park to give Kenyans dignified living. I've never believed how we can have, just as I finish, and in tribute of course, how we can have people planting pineapples in town, in the metropolis, surely, in Thika, and the trees. Look here, when people are living in Kiandutu, as a country, we must move from that. We cannot allow Kenyans to live that kind of life. And in tribute of people like Ken Okoth, who did what they could with the little they had.
Thank you.
Government has sufficient resources to improve the lives of Kenyans who
Right.
live in those places. Yeah.
Environmentalists might really take special umbrage with what you're announcing this
There's no
morning as well.
problem. Human beings are better than anything else.
All right. Let's hear from Dr. James Chikal.
Well, let me first of all, on behalf of the people of Seme and on my own behalf, pass my condolences to the family of Ken Okoth and to the people of Kibera. Ken Okoth was an extremely resourceful colleague. In Parliament, he was very consultative. I remember him always coming and asking and giving ideas on discussions that are going on bills and motions. And he did so much with so little in such a short time that we have no option but really to remember Ken Okoth for the work he has done in Kibera. Let the Almighty God let his soul rest in peace. That's all I really want to say.
Thank you. Right. Let's hear from Okongo Mogeni. Good morning.
Morning, Debal. I think I also want to join my colleagues in passing my message of condolences to the family of the late Ken Okoth, who I think, to be fair to him, he has left a mark as one of the most effective and efficient users of CDF money in the constituencies. I mean, I was watching a clip of, the kind of schools that were built by Okoth using his allocation of CDF and, without casting aspersions on other MPs, but, you really wonder that, is that share the same as what is given to other constituencies? I think that guy has left a mark, and he has shown that when you have the right kind of representative, he can transform a constituency. He can change lives of people. He can make people feel that a member of parliament is somebody who can bring a different picture to the kind of structures that you have. And I think the only way we can honor him is also to challenge members of parliament who are using national government constitutional development fund to make efficient use of the CDF. I think for me, I'll remember him as somebody who believed that that money was not for personal use to be embezzled, but it was there to transform the lives of the people of Kibera, whom he represented in parliament. May God rest his soul in eternal peace.
Right. Let's hear from Prof. Good morning, Prof.
Morning. How are you?
Very well.
Well, I join my colleagues in saying pole to Ken's family, friends, and fellow parliamentarians for the loss of a very brilliant and focused young parliamentarian. Indeed, at such a young age and having been in parliament for only one term, what he did speaks a lot for itself. I knew Ken before he joined parliament. I've known him since then. It's unfortunate that we didn't share time together in parliament, but the trail he has blazed is remarkable. And when he was struck by cancer, his bravery and his fortitude to speak about what he was going through up to the end and try and educate people about cancer was really remarkable. I think we are all very sad that Ken has left us so young. But he was really remarkable that in hospital, when he knew that nothing more could be done, he quietly told his family, "Let me go, set me free." I think this is a man of great character and a very strong faith in God. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
All right, thank you. So when it comes to leadership, I think Ken also has been a person who is, we can say, an epitome of leadership, good leadership, as Okongo Omogeni says. When it comes to handling CDF, we've seen, the kind of the fruit that he's left behind. The schools, developments, roads in Kibera, and people you can see, even right now they're saying, we don't want to hear anything about, people coming to seek for, elections right now. We want to mourn with Ken Okoth. We want actually to bereave with the family. Share our deepest condolences and sincere sympathy as well. I'll give also this a sporting chance to Alice Wahome to pay tribute to Ken Okoth as well. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Ribal and my colleagues. I would like to actually join my colleagues in mourning and the country and the people of Kibera to mourn Ken Okoth. Honorable Ken Okoth was one of the most diligent members, young, energetic, and very social. I think across the board he made friends even in Parliament very easily with an infectious laughter. And I think that the country has lost one of the MPs leaders who would have gone very far. And I think he has made a very big impact, especially with the youth. Both in Parliament, he was among the very active young parliamentarians because we served with him last term and then this term. And Kibera really liked Ken Okoth. I believe they are mourning. He had very good, unique programs with the youth, empowerment, and he attracted a lot of international interest, I believe. The schoolwork that he was doing there, I think, was incredible. And he also had the benefit of serving at a time when the National Youth Service programs, took off very well, and he was able to work with the government, notwithstanding that at that time he was even now in the minority, but he did not disrupt, the projects that were coming at that time before the NYS one became a challenge. So I think that Parliament has lost a very good registrator. He was astute and very focused. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so to his family, we want to wish them well as they go down to lay him to rest.
Right, and of course, if we may remember briefly before we take a short break, Ken was also very vocal when it came to the issues of streamlining the gender equity in Parliament. I think he was a person who was really in support of making sure this is mainstreamed. I don't know if you may remember also on that particular light that yes, he was vocal about the affirmative action. He was vocal about the 2/3 gender rule. He was in supportive of the women as well. It would be good to remember that as well.
I think it's important to note, yes, we had very few. Nyikar here, Dr. Nyikar was actually, together with Ken, was one of the very strong supporters of the affirmative action, the 2/3 gender rule. But he was also very good in support. He was also supporting the people who have been in this country without being recognized as citizens. So to that extent, and I said for the youth, anytime, minorities, he was very keen with the minority groups, very keen with the youth work in Parliament, and very keen he would never say no to supporting women, the 2/3 gender rule. In most of the conferences, the meetings that we did, even in outside Parliament, within our arrangements, so that we can lobby, he was always present. He was always present. So we there, to that extent, also women have lost a very good supporter, a very good partner. Yes, I really feel it was the wrong time for Ken to go. Yeah.
His other passion was children. In fact, I would say that Ken was keen on anything that to do with the vulnerable people. In fact, the issue of gender, the issue of children, and I remember whenever there was a motion on children issues, Ken and Emilio Diambo and Neto then in Parliament would always come. You see, I'd worked in that ministry. They would always come and had a lot of ideas of what should be done. Ken was always at the forefront on that, on children's issues.
Thank you.
I think that's another thing.
Right. Of course, we pay tribute to Ken Okoth, who was one of our regular panelists here. This is a point. He continues to be, of course, a beacon of light to us, as has been personified by Gado yesterday. He's a lighting bulb, and he continues to shine wherever he is. We'll remember him fondly for what he did also for the people of Kibera. We take